Hello everyone and welcome back to Strife Solutions here on the Yogscast server. I am of course William Strife and this is Yogscast Complete, or Yog Pack if you prefer, a special version of modded Minecraft for us the Yogscast. If you want to play along you can find the community version on the AT launcher. A link is down in the description if you want to download it. So, this time around, what did I do last episode? Well, let's just touch on that real fast. Last episode, I got my science lab, my genetics lab up and running. Basically, I built all of these super complicated machines, and as you can see, I've put down a chunk loader to keep the thermosonic bonder running so it can continue to create tons of silicon. And I've also put, I've also made a whole bunch of transistors. Really disorganized chest list. Anyways, that's what I did last time. This time around, it's time to actually get to work. It's time to actually use these machines. So, this episode is all about cloning. Cloning involves having to map the genetic sequence of mobs that are already in the game. So before you can actually map genetic sequences, though, you have to have, cellular data. You need DNA to actually analyze to map the genome. To do this, I'm going to need empty syringes. And then when the syringes get dirty, I'm going to have to clean them off because syringes are reusable. You just have to clean them. To do that, I'm going to need a water supply to feed one of the machines, the syringe sanitizer. It's this one right over here. I'm going to need data reels when analyzing the genetic code. I'm going to need eggs. And finally, I'm going to use a computer mainframe in the end, and you'll see what that's all about. So, let's start off with the empty syringes. Empty syringes, let me just open up the crafting table here, are composed of 4 pieces of glass, an iron ingot, and sticks. I'll just go ahead and shift-click. I've got all that in my inventory. Okay, I've got 64 empty syringes. Now, this is where things are going to start to get a little bit dicey here. I'm going to have to go down to the farm and start capturing some genetic code from some of the farm animals, because that's a good place to start. But I'll also show you really quickly here the platform, as you can see, that I built to the east of the base. This is another cobblestone platform. I don't know when I'm going to use it or build on it. I don't even know what its use is going to be. All I know is that it needs to be built and it takes a long time to build these things. So, I'm in the process. This is percolating away. So we'll see what on earth I end up putting on that platform soon. Now, anyhow, here I am over at the farm, and this is the way that it works, okay? I've got chickens, and I've got pigs, I've got cows, I've got sheep. I can genetically, I basically need their blood, but every single time I jab one of these chickens, it's gonna hurt them. So I'm gonna go ahead and take these eggs. I'm just gonna chuck them all out and hope that I get... Okay, I've got 3 little chickies there, so I've got room to kill some of these chickens. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to left-click. Now, I want to make a point here. If you hover over this, it says collect DNA samples from mobs or yourself, okay? If you right-click with this, you'll take your own DNA. What I want is the DNA of the chickens, and what I think I'm going to need is around 32 of them. So I'm going to take 32 samples of chicken DNA. That one's dead. Okay, I think I've got enough right now. Here's the problem with the DNA samples, okay? As you can see, there's a life bar next to them now. There's a durability, and that's because DNA samples, they deteriorate. They deteriorate very quickly over time. So whenever you get your hands on this DNA, you can't just let it sit in your inventory. You can't let it just, fart around for a while. You have to be very, very quick and get it into the lab. So what I'm going to do here really quickly is I'm going to go ahead and chuck them into the cryogenic freezer, right like that. Filled syringe of chicken DNA. So the cryogenic freezer, first of all, what this is going to do outright is that it's going to suspend the decay of the genetic material inside of the syringes. However, there's also this block over here, and I've got some snow blocks that I went out to one of the biomes to the south for. Picked up a whole bunch of snowballs and crafted myself some snow blocks. And if you put this over here, it will make use of the snow and progressively restore the life or the hit points, the durability of the DNA that you have in these syringes, okay? So I'm going to take out these filled syringes that are full HP, and I'm going to drop them into the DNA extractor, okay? And it's going to start working away, processing these syringes of chicken DNA. And it's going to spit out an empty, dirty syringe in one side, and it's going to spit out samples of chicken DNA. Now, these DNA samples, these deteriorate as well, okay? So you take these chicken samples, and you put them into the left of the genomic sequencer, and then you put an empty data reel into the right, and it starts processing the DNA, okay? And it starts recording it onto the empty data reel. And as you can see, it doesn't take too terribly long. Okay, there we go. Now we have a sequenced chicken genome, but you see it has a little bar beneath it? We only got a little bit of genetic information out of that one strand of DNA. So what I have to do is keep processing I have to keep extracting DNA from these syringes and putting them into sample form, and then putting those samples into the gene sequencer. And little bit at a time, as this sequencer processes the DNA strands, it will improve the sequenced chicken genome. And once this thing is complete, then I'll have a complete chicken genome that I will be able to replicate a cloning technology off of. But it's a time-consuming process, and like I said, these samples, they deteriorate over time, okay? So you have to be careful. And if I come over here, you can see that these samples have been improved. It's going to take a lot to do this, so I'm going to go ahead and take out these dirty genes, these dirty syringes as well. And I'm going to come over here to the syringe sanitizer. I'm going to pop in the dirty syringes right there. Now, this thing requires water to sanitize its syringes, which is why, like I said on the clipboard, that I need a water supply. So empty syringes, water supply done, and I've already got tons of eggs. You know, I've got a chicken farm down there. I've already got tons of eggs here. There we go. Okay, now it's extracting the water out of this tank, and it's putting it into the syringe sanitizer, and lo and behold, it has sapped that tank, like, instantaneously, so I'll have to remove that and get more water later. However, what this is going to do is it's going to sanitize those syringes and make them clean again, and it takes a little bit of time, but, you know, not having to recraft tons of syringes, you know, you can't really complain about that. So, I'll go ahead and drop another drum into my hotbar, and I'll go downstairs and grab myself some more stuff. And I just want to make a point really quickly here about how the DNA extractor, basically, you may be looking at all of this and saying, why don't I just pump the stuff out of the machine and into another machine with, you know, item ducts or buildcraft pipes or, you know, logistical transporters or any of those things? And the answer is, I've tried and I can't seem to get it to work. I'm not saying it isn't possible. What I'm saying is that I have not been able to successfully do that. Okay, is this the last sample? Aha! Look at that. Okay, sequenced pig genome complete. I've finished my pig genome sequence. Okay, so with that done, there's a lot of other stuff that I can do, but I can first of all, I can get rid of this stuff. Actually, in fact, what I'll do is I'll store the samples of pig DNA, and I'll come back here. I'll clean these syringes. Getting a little bit of server lag there. Okay, so something else that you probably just noticed is that I've got samples of slime DNA in my freezer here. So I had to do a little bit of extra research because I was stabbing. I went through a lot of trouble to find slimes, and I brought them back in a safari net, and I was jabbing them, and my syringes were just vanishing into thin air. I didn't know what was wrong. Turns out that you don't fill syringes with slime DNA. Instead, you put slime balls in the DNA extractor, and it will turn it into slime DNA. As you can see right here, there we go. See? Sample of slime DNA. Something that I'm rather certain of is that the output slot on the DNA extractor, things will not deteriorate in this slot, okay? So I'm pretty sure it's safe to just leave your DNA samples in here indefinitely. And if you take them out, you have to put them in the cryogenic freezer. So instead of sequencing the slime genome right off the bat, what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to take this pig genome sequence, and I'm going to show you guys how this data reel duplicator works, okay? So you put in a data reel to copy. So I'm going to copy my pig sequence, and then I'm going to take my data reel, my empty data reel, and I'm going to put it in the data reel empty right there, okay? Now it's not doing anything, but that's because I don't have a lever. Okay, so I'll go ahead and put down the lever right there, swap it, and you can see that now the data reel duplicator is doing its job. It's going to take some time, but what it's going to do is it's going to completely copy this sequenced pig genome over to the empty data reel. And this is fantastic, okay? This means that I can have backups of my genome sequences, and it's also going to allow for further experimentation, which I'll get to soon. What I'm going to have to wait for until I can show that to you is for the DNA extractor to finish sequencing the slime DNA. So once that's done, I'll get back to you guys. Hi guys, I'm back. I just got back from lunch, and that's actually IRL, not in-game. Make a point of how freaking long it takes to copy genetic sequences. So, now I can go back to my clipboard finally and start looking at stuff. So, data reels are done. I've got eggs in the chest over here. I've got a water supply as well, and I've got empty syringes. All of that stuff is done. I'm gonna go ahead and take I'll just use the pig genome and take some eggs. And I'm going to show you how cloning actually works in earnest. So what you do is you take your finished genetic sequence, and for that matter, it looks like I need another lever. Okay, another lever. Go ahead and pop that down. Throw the lever, and you can see that the genome incubator is starting to heat up. Now all I have to do is pop an egg over here. And once this thing is fully complete heating up, the progress bar on the right will start to go through, and what this is going to do is it's going to make a spawn egg for me, as in the fancy pants eggs that you see in vanilla Minecraft. Sheeps, pigs, there are a whole lot of them, ghasts as well. I can basically, if it exists in vanilla Minecraft, I can sequence the genome and then combine, once the genome sequence is complete, I can combine it with eggs in the genome incubator, and I can create spawn eggs, and I can just let this sit and tick away for a long time, and it looks like our data reel duplicator is almost done. So while this ticks away and creates spawn eggs for me of pigs, what I'm also going to do is get to something else, a computer mainframe. That's what this last bay over here is for, a computer mainframe. If I come over here, a computer mainframe is composed of 8 computer components and 1 case component. And the computers are composed of fans, power supplies, CPU components, RAM, screen components, and a bunch of case components. But between episodes, I did go through all of the grindy process and make myself all the components that I need here. So I can go ahead and come right in here and I can make, so there we go, 8 computer components. Now I'll just go ahead and slap those around in a circle around a case, and I've got myself a computer mainframe. Now this is what I was after. This is the really big and impressive thing, okay? So what I've got here is, okay, the genome incubator is pretty much done. The sequenced slime genome has been copied. I'll go ahead and shut that off. And once this is finished, there we go, it's done. It's made me a spawn pig Minecraft egg, which is really, really great, but I'm gonna need this pig genome here really quickly. And I'm also gonna need another data reel. Check this out, people. It's a dark and stormy night, and the mad scientist is working in his tower. Oh yes, check this out. Okay, lever down, computer mainframe. Let's turn this baby on. Computer mainframe, it's also going to need water, so I'm just going to go ahead and steal everything, steal this system from over here. Set it to pump. Okay, there we go. Now, this computer mainframe is working. This is a supercomputer. This is how it works, okay? The computer mainframe's purpose is that you put in 1 sequence in the left, 1 sequence in the right, and a blank data reel in the bottom. It'll process the left sequence, and it'll process the right sequence, and it'll combine the two to make something completely new. Mad science, everyone. I'm playing God. I'm combining slime with pig genome to make a brand new species, something completely new and different. And I'm betting that this is going to benefit me something serious, which is the reason. Okay, supercomputer off the list. Now I need to make myself a culinary generator. And for those of you who are freaking out right now, culinary is actually technically the improper pronunciation, but it's the popularized way to pronounce the word. It's actually said culinary. That being said, there's nothing wrong with saying it culinary, but I will always say it culinary because check any dictionary, any pronunciation system, you'll find out that that's the right way to say it. Anyways, that's kind of besides the point. I'm going to go ahead and make myself a culinary generator. Okay, so survivalist generator, shift click, there we go, we've got a survivalist generator. Now to make the culinary generator, and there we go, culinary generator. So, I'm gonna go ahead and pop this baby down right there. And there we go, look at this. The computer mainframe is finished. It's managed to process through everything. Disgusting meat cube, slime, and pig. Oh yes, check me out now. Okay, so I'm gonna put that into the genomic incubator, and I'm gonna turn it on, and it's gonna start processing through that. Yes, look at this. Oh yes, it's done. Mad science, Don't fail me now, disgusting meat cube. Look at me, I've played God. Oh yes, look at this. It's beautiful. Oh yes. Slap it over and over and look at what it makes. Oh my god. Look at all of the meat that a liquid mutant, that a disgusting meat cube makes. Look at all of that. Chicken. Tons of chicken. Raw beef. Pork chops. It's beautiful. And then I can turn around and I can feed it into the culinary generator like so, and it will create power. It creates power straight and raw for me. I could, alternatively, come over here and run it through a smelter or any sort of a furnace, and I can cook it up, and that'll generate even more power in the culinary generator. How much power a culinary generator makes is purely based on how much hunger the food replenishes. Okay, so here we go. Got a whole bunch of cooked up steak. I'll go ahead and chuck that in here. See, there's only 7,200, and the chicken in its raw state would only generate for, I think, 20 RF or something like that. No, only 20 RF for 20 seconds. So this, however, it's generating so much more power, and it's so awesome. It's so great. What did this just finish doing? Oh my god, it's still making me more disgusting meat cubes. Look at this, I completely forgot to shut the machine off. Oh my god, this is fantastic. So I'll go ahead and put it down and... Oh! The meat! It's all over the place. Look at this. I am going to solve all the world's problems this way. All world hunger will be solved via my disgusting meat cubes. Everyone, I am Strife of Strife Solutions, and look at my beautiful mad science. Look at the problems I will solve on this server.